tell you how many people come in and they're like, so how are you? Are you Pete's wife? And I'm like, no. Oh, our friend of the family? No. I'm a worker bee. I work here for a reason. I have a felony.
Pete and I have gone back and have known each other over the years. I got to a place in my career where I've been very fortunate, very lucky, and I love his mission. I love what he's trying to do.
I'm proud of this company. I've grown with this company. This company helped me put my head up again. You know, I didn't look people in the eye. I was very broken. When I say I was broken, I was broken.
I feel like this very blessed, very fortunate ambassador. So this thing I want to do about giving back, is it big movements, big things? No, but everything was born with little steps.
I have a relative that went to prison, and I saw what happened to his life when he got out of prison. He tried to get work everywhere, and nobody would hire him. Around that same time, I was asked by my church to lead a short-term missions trip to Brazil. Brazil is the #1 producer of coffee in the world, and we drank some really great coffee down there. This guy was roasting coffee in a stainless steel sphere about the size of a basketball. There was a handle coming out of it that he could crank so that he could turn it by hand over an open fire in his backyard while his wife was feeding sticks into the fire to keep the flames up. And I thought, wait, if he can do that in Brazil, I could probably do that here in the States. That doesn't look too hard. So I did some research and I taught myself how to roast coffee. I started having breakfast with a friend of mine from church. He heard about the plight of my relative, just knew that he had been in prison and had seen some of the things going on with him, and invited me to a fundraising dinner for a local post-prison reentry program called Koinonia House National Ministries. I went to their fundraiser and learned all the stats about recidivism, and they didn't sound good, and they mirrored what I saw with my relative, the trouble that he was having finding work and all that kind of stuff. Dave and I started having breakfast together every Friday, but somehow in this one breakfast, the question came up about what's the biggest issue that the guys at a Koinonia house have? Because they're out of prison, they've got a place to live, they're getting counseling and rehab and discipleship and job skills training and those kind of things. What's the issue? And he looked at me like I was an idiot. Well, it's employment. Nobody will hire them. If they can't find employment outside with someone else, what if there was a way that they could employ themselves? For most people going through a halfway house, some sort of post-prison program, they're relatively short most of the time. It takes about 2 years to learn how to roast coffee. Well, if our model is at a Koinonia house, and they're only there for a maximum of 15 months, they're always learning how to roast, and they're never productive. They never have anything that's consistently sellable. It took us 2 years to design, invent, build, tweak, and produce our roasting machine, which is now called the Beanmaster 5000. It's a computer-controlled roasting machine. It doesn't take 2 years to learn how to roast. It doesn't take 2 months. You can learn how to roast on that machine in a couple of days. So we invented our roasting machine so that anybody, skilled or not skilled, could roast perfect coffee batch after batch, regardless of the skill level, every single time. We needed that level of consistency because what we're doing is selling coffee. We realized we're selling high quality coffee. We're not selling the mission. We wanted to make sure people would buy our coffee even in spite of our mission. So that's really the story of, it's probably more than you asked for, of getting started, but that's how it came about. Good morning.